Hi everybody, Fred the Pirate here, and I am here to do a review on the anime Attack on Titan, and I will be reviewing episode 5 of that. So obviously, I'm sure as a lot of you know if you're watching this review that Attack on the Titans, the really hot anime that's come out this spring, and so I watched the first 4 episodes, but I didn't do reviews for those. So I decided for starting with the 5th episode that I'd start reviewing it. Now I know that there are supposed to be 26 episodes of the series in total, so obviously we're at episode 5, so we're still really early in the series. So pretty much what Attack on Titan is about is Attack on Titan is a post-apocalyptic science fiction horror series that focuses primarily on a young man named Eren Jeager. And what has happened is that these giants called Titans, which is pretty much their giants, so that they have forced humanity to the brink of extinction. So humanity lives in this very small walled off region. The Titans end up invading into the inner wall, and they end up losing the whole area of wall between Wall Marie and Wall Rose. So this causes a lot of issues. And obviously, because Eren's village gets attacked and because he loses his mother and he becomes an orphan, that Eren decides to join the military to help fight the Titans. So through the first 4 episodes, we see, obviously, what I described. Eren's village gets attacked by the Titans. Humanity loses a lot of our territory and a lot of our population, and we were already on the brink of extinction, so we're just getting worse. And so Eren and Armand and Mikasa, they join the military so they can help fight the Titans. And then on the 4th episode, they graduate from the military academy and they become full-fledged soldiers. And what happens in that episode is that they're standing on Wall Rose, and just when Eren mentions that, humanity is, getting back on its feet and that it's prepared to do a counterattack, like there's this giant bolt of lightning and the colossal titan shows right up behind him, and it's like you picked the worst time to say anything. And I think it's kind of just one of those, I guess it's ironic how you have situations like that where you say something and it just makes stuff awful like that. So what happened in this week's episode is that Eren and his fellow soldiers are starting to fight the Titans to make sure that they have to. Eren happens to be in this city called Trost, and that what he because so they tried to fight the colossal titan, which Eren does that, but before he when he fights the titan, that before he can deliver the killing blow, that the titan's body actually is really hot and it starts burning Eren, but all of a sudden the colossal titan just disappears, he literally he just showed up and then he was gone, and so that happens. So that was really weird. So we're kind of learning more about the Colossal Titan's superpowers, which I guess he can teleport, that's really something. So it's not only are you 60 or 70 meters tall, but you can teleport wherever the fuck you want. So, and before Eren goes to strike him, the colossal titan knocks out all these cannons. So it shows that the titan's actually intelligent, and we find out later that that's actually really important, because for a long time they assumed that the titans weren't intelligent and that they haven't really been able to communicate with them. So, and most of the tinier titans, seem to not be intelligent from what their actions show. Like they don't seem to be that smart. Um, so what the Colossal Titan did was certainly very interesting. So like I said, he teleports away. So then we focus on Eren and primarily Armand and their fellow soldiers. Yeah, so we see the soldiers undergoing a counterattack to defeat the Titans, and like honestly, they're doing really bad because like they have like three waves of people. Um, I think Eren and Armand are part of the second wave, and Casa's part of the third. But I think like the first wave of people, I think just got annihilated, and we can see like a whole bunch of Titans just getting into the city. So Eren and his group, his squad, go to engage the Titans, and right when they're moving, like there's literally like this one Titan that just like jumps up in the air, and he is pretty much just freaking flying, and he ends up eating one of Eren's squad mates, and it turns out that he was a guy named Thomas, and Eren was pretty close to him throughout their training, so like he was essentially Eren's friend. So that happens, and then so Eren just goes in, engages this Titan to go and kill him in revenge for killing his friend. Um, but he ends up almost getting eaten by this one Titan who like bites down on him like midair, but like Eren like too fast, but like he still knocks Eren out of the ground. And so then, right when this is happening, like three of Eren's other squad mates try to go after them, using like the 3D maneuvering gear, but like all of them, like with the exception of Armand, end up getting like hit down by the Titans. Like this one of Eren's squad mates, who is a female, like she's got the black hair and pigtails. Like the Titan grabs her cord, which they use like these grappling hook things, and he just pulls her down. The other guy gets bapped down. Like there's another guy, and so they end up, I'm pretty sure both of them end up getting eaten. And Armand's about to get eaten by the, like, and he's just freaking out because he's just standing there and he doesn't know what to do. And he sees Eren all really bloodied and bruised. And I am pretty sure when we see Eren, unless we're looking at a different soldier, um I'm pretty sure Eren's lost his foot. If I'm looking at that, so Eren got messed up, and I was actually, if that was true, I'm surprised that they had him get messed up like that quickly, since I'm pretty sure he's the protagonist of the show, and that we're gonna focus on him. So yeah, Eren got messed up pretty quickly, pretty early on. Um, so while that happens, like Armand's just freaking out, and so he's about to get eaten himself by this Titan that has like this Moses beard going on. So, and the Titan ends up grabbing Armand, and he just doesn't do anything, and then he gets eaten, and like he starts freaking out. But right before he like goes right down the Titan's throat, Eren comes in and grabs him, but then Eren gets stuck in the Titan's mouth, and so ultimately, Armand's still kind of freaking out, and so Eren's like using his sword in his hand to keep the Titan's mouth wedged up, but he ends up not being too successful, and the Titan ultimately ends up clomping down on him, and he ends up having his hand bit off, and he ends up getting swallowed. So like that's what happened in this week's episode. So it looks like Eren's Titan Chow. Like, and the thing is I know that this series is supposed to be 26 episodes long, so we know something's like, I know something's gonna happen with Eren. Because I assume he's gonna be the protagonist, unless they're like been doing this like red herring stuff, and then they're gonna do like a bait and switch. Because I haven't read the manga, but I'm pretty sure like Eren's a part of it, so it would be interesting if it turns out he's not the protagonist and that he was just there for the first couple episodes, and then we're gonna focus on someone else. That would certainly be very interesting. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna find some way to get out of there because like right when he gets eaten, like Armand starts screaming and then we cut to Mikasa who's walking on the roof, but then she stops and she turns around. So I think Mikasa's probably going to save Eren somehow, but in the preview for the next episode, they mentioned that we're going to focus on her past, because she's Eren's adopted sister, and they've mentioned this a couple times. So I think we're going to focus on her next episode. So I think she's probably going to end up saving Eren somehow. I know her and Eren like it's obvious that Mikasa has like this romantic feelings for Eren, and like I know like they're not biologically related to each other, so like if they did have an episode like a not an episode, if they had a romantic relationship, like there I guess there wouldn't be a lot of genetic issues with that. But I guess my issue is like I don't really like this thing that they've been doing lately in anime, and I've seen this in other anime where they have like an adopted sister or an adopted sibling of some time. Like I guess just having adopted siblings have romantic relationships. And I'm not a real big fan of like the adopted sibling romance trope. And I mean, it's especially weird because like there's other people she can be with, and also Eren doesn't seem to have any romantic feelings towards her. So yeah, I'm hoping that doesn't go anywhere. Like I mean, like I hope Mikasa like ends up liking someone else, or that Eren gets a girlfriend who is not Mikasa, because I don't really like the adopted sibling romance thing. Like they did that same thing with Sword Art Online, and that was weird. And like I've noticed they did it a couple other places, but like it's a weird truth. Like it's like I don't like that. Because like it's gross and incestuous, and it's like it's just like weird. Um, yeah, but anyways, I'm pretty sure Mikasa's gonna end up saving Eren from getting at least digested. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Eren's legs and arms though, because like they essentially live in a medieval fantasy world because of what has happened with the Titans. So I don't really know how like their amputation technology works. Like can people have like mechanical limbs? Like that would be cool if that happened though. So maybe he'll get like a robot hand, and he can have like a robot grappling hand. So that might be cool. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much what happens with this week's episode. They had a couple flashbacks in this week's episode, like they usually like they've had the last couple, where they had expositions about the Titans, and they explained about the Titans physiology. And a part of what they did is that they've mentioned that the Titans don't appear to have any sexual organs, because obviously, if you watch the show, like you know that the Titans essentially look like giant human men without any junk, like, and they're naked all the time, so like they don't have any junk. So, um, but there's a lot of them, so like they know they have to sexually reproduce somehow, but like they don't know how. And they mention what we learned with the colossal titan is that their skin's really hot for some real weird reason. And they also mentioned that the titans do not have any interest in eating any other animals, because they show the scene where this colossal titan's walking past two deers and it doesn't give a shit about the deers. So apparently they don't like to eat other animals, and they have no interest in eating other animals, like they just want to eat people. And they mentioned because obviously the Titans had left humanity alone for like 100 years, that the Titans obviously probably didn't need to eat things because they don't eat anything else besides people. So they figured that they're not there for predation purposes because they probably don't have to eat. They're just there to kill people. So that's really interesting, and nobody knows why the Titans showed up, so it's really interesting, like why are there these giant monsters that have no other purpose but to kill humans, and that's all they're there for. So I think it's kind of obvious with that, that it's obvious that some entity at some point in time, designed these creatures to kill people. That they designed them for that specific purpose. Like, I don't know who the entity is, but it's obvious that they were designed by some intelligent entity to do that. And I think it's obvious that they're probably not native to Earth in any way. Like, I don't think it's like, and what I mean by that, I don't mean that they're necessarily alien, but that it's obvious that they did not evolve naturally, that they're not like a natural organism the way other animals are, like that, or in the way we are, like that it's obvious that they were engineered to be the way they are. So um, that's certainly interesting. We did learn, obviously, with the flashback with the Titans, that they have the ability to regenerate their bodies after they get injured, which makes killing them like a huge pain in the ass. Because, like, you can shoot them in the head and it'll take off their head, but their head will grow back. And it turns out that the only place that they're weak is at the nape of their neck, and so if you cut them with the two blades, like, you can cut that part and that'll cause them to die before they can heal themselves. Yeah, so that's pretty much what happens with that. So um yeah, so we learned a lot about the Titans. Eren got really messed up. Um Definitely looking forward to next week's episode and the upcoming episode, because obviously we got a lot of action to do. Like, it's cool to watch them fight the Titans. So hopefully we'll learn more as time goes on, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Because obviously a lot happened this week's episode. So with that said, definitely a good episode. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this week's episode, and any theories that you guys have about stuff. Now, I haven't read the manga, so no spoilers about major plot developments, but I'd love to hear your guys' theories about stuff, because this is definitely one of those fun shows that there's a lot you can theorize about. So um, with that said, make sure that you guys comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.